Here's my question. Is it possible for people to know things that you don't think people can know? And my next question is, what power is there in making a decision? I often get asked by random people at the office or random people that I run into on different projects I'm doing or things I'm involved in, how do I find the opportunities that I find? How do I find the projects that I find? How do I end up having so many different opportunities available to me? I often kind of smile to myself in that moment because I think, do I tell them the real answer? Or do I tell them the answer that they want to hear? And I'll ask them that. I'll typically say, how honest would you like me to be with you right now? Would you like me to tell you the real answer? Or would you like me to tell you the answer you want to hear? Because the answer everyone is so used to hearing is, oh, well, I do this networking, I do that networking, I make this many phone calls, I talk to this many people. They're waiting for me to kind of tell some secret formula that's taking place out here in the world that maybe I've got some type of trade secret of how I go about doing things out here. 9 times out of 10, not 10 times out of 10, but 9 times out of 10, the response will be, well, I want you to tell me the real answer. And the real answer is, it's what's going on in here that is determining what's going on out here. And so the real answer is, I just make a decision. I just decided. I made a decision that that's what I wanted to do. I made a decision that I wanted to work on that type of project. I made a decision that I wanted to do investments. I made a decision that I wanted to work with investors. I made a decision that I wanted to do a podcast. I made a decision that I wanted to have this type of relationship with an intimate partner. I made a decision that I want to live in this type of environment. That's the answer. I made a decision. I decided. For example, and I will often point out to them, I decided that I am always in the right place at the right time with the right people. You see, there's power in making a decision. When you make a decision, the universe wants to get out of your way. When you make a decision, you set things in motion that can't be undone unless you change your mind and make a different decision. When you make a decision, all the people, all the resources, all the power starts to align itself and point in your direction and flow to you. But you have to make a decision. Many people will say, well, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I myself in my own life have done that many times. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to be this, I want to be like this, I want to have this. But there's a very distinct difference between wanting, a very distinct difference between wishing and hoping for a thing versus knowing that it belongs to you, knowing that you will have it. That's the power that a decision brings into your life. Every great teacher that's ever walked the planet has talked about this concept. It's been said many different ways through the centuries. But the way that I'm sharing it with you is make a decision. Decide what it is you want. Just decide. Decide that it's yours. Decide that it belongs to you. Decide that you are worthy enough for it. Decide that you are good enough for it. Decide that you deserve it. Decide that you are going to have it. Make a decision. Make a decision. There's power in making a decision, deciding, not wishing, not hoping, not wanting. Just decide that it's yours. Decide that you are going to do it. Decide that it belongs to you. So yes, it is possible for people to know things that you don't think other people can know. And one of those things, one of those pieces of knowledge is the knowledge of making a decision, the power of making a decision. You are a creator. You are a creative force. Life can either happen to you or life can happen from you. But don't ever let anyone take your power by convincing you that life does not happen from you, that it happens to you. That is incorrect. You see, the world wants to teach that it's 85-90% of what's going on out here is what's going to determine our success rate and our quality and happiness of life, and that it's only 10 to 15% of what's going on in here. The world has it backwards, and that's why the world is so screwed up. If the world is so accurate about that it's what's going on out here, why is the world so screwed up? It should be pretty simple, right? The world has it backwards. You need to flip that. It's 85 to 90% what's going on in here, and 10 to 15% of what's going on out here. As within, so without. As within, so without. Focus on the interior work. Do that. And I, working in or from a construction background with investing, the analogy for me is doing that interior remodeling. Spending the time remodeling what's inside, and you will see change what's outside. Life can either happen to you or from you. You are a creator, and never let anyone else convince you otherwise. You don't need their permission to be a creator. You don't need anyone to give you that power. You came to this planet. You showed up on this planet with it in you already. Male, female, black, white, Asian, Canadian, Australian, European, no matter who or what you are, you have that power in you already. It doesn't matter about your skin color. It doesn't matter where on the planet you come from. It doesn't matter what gender you identify as. You are a creator, and life happens from you. You are the cause of the effect.